Hey, what's up guys? It's Brendan from Best Life Weight Loss. And today's bike vlog, I want to talk about starting your diet for a calorie deficit. You know, I talked about before that there's no set diet. I don't believe in any one diet fad. They all have their different uses, I'm sure. You know, keto, vegan, whatever kind of diet you like, that's cool. But this channel, it's about weight loss. And I always preach that the end all be all to any successful weight loss journey is going to be that calorie deficit. Burning more calories than you're consuming. It's really just a numbers game. And once you conquer that, you will conquer a weight loss journey. And I say the easiest method, obviously, is to start working out, start exercising, trying to pick a cardio. I highly recommend stationary bike. You can pick them up from as little as 130 to anywhere up to 400. Obviously, you can get a higher range, more expensive one, and that's like the 400. If you are a bigger person, sometimes, you know, the bikes that are 130, they're rated for like maybe 165 to 200 pounds. And, you know, when I started, I was starting at 67. The bike I bought wasn't even rated for my weight. And it worked out well, and I only spent 189. But, you know, I say that starting it is starting a cardio and exercise is the easiest method. But you're saying, you know, you want to look at the diet and start there. Well, I always say tracking. If you're not tracking your calories, this is something I never even thought of growing up or living life. Before I started a weight loss journey, I didn't know what, you know, I know what a calorie was, but I didn't look at calories. I didn't look at any of that shit. Talked about that in the past, where I never acknowledged what I was eating. There was no, my buddy, you know, we were talking about it, and he was like, oh, there was no nutritional value in your diet at all. And I was like, it was never even a concept. Nutritional value? The fuck was that? I was hungry. Get some fucking donuts, cookies, sandwiches, burgers, fast food, whatever I could get. There was no thought process. And once I started to exercise and use the stationary bike, I started to see things. I started to look at the foods I was eating. I started seeing the calories I was consuming. And, you know, initially I was just like, okay, I'm just going to eat. You know, it was, I didn't realize how much of a numbers game it was. And I just started eating like whole foods. I stopped eating all fast foods. And it was just, what can I make at home? And I was making chicken. And I moved over to more beef and steak now. I eat a lot of beef and steak, kielbasa. And I consume a lot of vegetables. And I cook a lot of the vegetables. Hardly do I consume raw vegetables. Most of my vegetables are cooked with fucking salt and butter, and they taste delicious. And people can argue, oh, you're putting salt and butter on the vegetables, it makes it less healthy. It's still more healthy than French fries and a burger from fucking Jack in the Box. Way more healthy. You'll get fuller, more, it'll taste better, and you'll still fucking burn a lot more calories. And the idea of the vegetables, you know, I don't know about the nutritional value of vegetables. It's not why I fucking eat them. I eat the vegetables, the asparagus, the carrots, the corn. I eat all that shit, the squash. I eat all that because it's fiber. What does that fiber do? It makes me feel full. And it's just a way of tricking my mind. So I eat a lot of ground beef or a lot of steak. And there's always that potatoes or rice with that. And then vegetables. There's a lot of vegetables. Vegetables is probably the most thing on my plate. You look at my plate, it's going to be fucking, what is it, 40% vegetables. And then that 10 or 20% starch. And then a lot of protein. You know, I mean, the ratio doesn't sound crazy, but the protein that's there, it really helps make you feel full and satiated. I always try and say high protein diet. There's so many different alternatives. And when I'm talking about alternatives, what do I mean? I mean snacking, the drinks. You know, I'm big on the diet sodas. Something that has just become a real treat for me. And, you know, if you were going to drink a soda, you might as well drink a diet soda. Soda is just it's so much sugar. And it's like when you're going down and you're looking at the numbers, and it's like, I'm not thinking about health. I'm not thinking about nutrition. I'm thinking about raw numbers. I'm thinking about calories. I'm thinking about what am I consuming throughout the day that is going to set me to my calorie goal. So by eliminating these drinks, juices, sodas, anything that has calories and sugar that you're gonna drink, there are so many different alternatives to that. Whether it's Propel, Crystal Light, fucking the diet sodas, Diet Dr. Pepper. I use a lot. The diet ginger ale for when I want something with no caffeine. It tastes good enough. And I don't, you drink a soda, I've drinking soda and it's like regular soda. You can go through a whole 2 liter in one sitting. I barely finish a fucking can. I barely finish a little, 12 ounce can? Barely finish a little 12 ounce can of Diet Dr. Pepper. It's good for a meal. Like I'm having a meal. I mean, what I had today, I had fucking burgers with some keto bread. I like the keto bread, not because of like, oh, a keto diet or whatever the fuck. The keto bread is low in carbs and it's 50 calories for one bun for the top and the bottom. And when I make my burgers, I'll use the one bun open and I'll put a patty on each side and I'll eat it open like that. And it like makes me feel like I'm eating more food. I'll usually have some corn on the cob with that. But it comes down to the food that you're making, you're cooking it yourself. You know the amount of calories that are going into your body. You're tracking that and you're making sure that you're burning more than what you're consuming. And, you know, I like Doritos. Now I use the Quest chips. I don't like that they have the seed oils, but 140 calories, 20 grams of protein. It's something that where I'll eat. And instead of eating a regular bag of fucking chips, where I can go through a whole fucking, like, big party-sized bag of Doritos, I eat this little bag of fucking chips, and it satiates me more. It makes me feel fuller because of that protein. And it's these subtle changes. You know, instead of candy and cookies, there are these fucking protein bars by Robert Irving, and they taste amazing. It's basically like a fucking snack. It's like 190 calories, 3 grams of sugar, and it has like 16 grams of protein. And you know, there are other things that have better nutrients than that, like the Premier protein shakes I drink. They're 30 grams of protein, 160 calories. And it's like, oh, why wouldn't I just drink that over this? Well, this is like a bar, almost like a candy bar. Texture, crunch. And that's what I mean. It's like, there are so many different alternatives, not just like the food you're making. And when I say you're making your own food, I want you to season the food. I want it to taste delicious. But when you're making a diet and you want to achieve a calorie deficit, and that is your main goal for your diet, the easiest way to achieve that is tracking your calories, but also making sure that the food tastes good. Whether it's the alternative snacking you're doing, the chips, fruits, vegetables, whatever you're doing for your diet, it has to taste good. You have to enjoy the diet. You have to look forward to your next meal, especially if you're fat, morbidly obese motherfucker like I was. You enjoy food. So you want to look forward. You're always looking forward to your next meal. You have to have something where you're going to eat that and not feel like, oh, I want something else. I need more. So you need to make it taste good and you need to make yourself full. And that's why I said protein, a lot of vegetables for the fiber, tracking what you're consuming. A lot of people, I say, oh, I'm not getting the results I want. I'm exercising. I'm eating right. Oh, and I ask them, how much are you consuming? What are the numbers? And they can't tell me the numbers. I promise you, track the numbers. There are so many apps, so much data, so much the internet can use that you can use to help you. Track what you're eating, track what you're burning. Start with your weight loss training today. Stay positive.